ideal paper would be newsprint or any other large drawing paper. If you don't have that, use some kind of neutral colored paper, such as gray paper or even a grocery bag, manila envelopes. Vivid colors are okay, but they're a little distracting from the drawing. Things not to use: certainly avoid notebook paper and any paper with pattern on it. So for this next step, I just want to show you some basic structures of the head and measurements. The first thing I'm going to do is take my photograph, crop it down to size so that my head fills most of the screen. And then you'll notice when I make a rectangle around my face that the ratio of the head, width to height, is approximately 1 to 2. It's technically a little bit less. For most people's head, it's a little less than 1 width to 2 heights. I have a narrow, taller, longer head, so mine's closer to 1 to 2. A common mistake people will do is make the ratio of width to height too squat so that people's heads feel far too round. Heads are longer and more narrow than most people think. If you divide the face into thirds, you'll notice that the top third, the horizontal axis, falls right on the eyebrows, the bottom third right at the tip of the nose. So the nose extends only in the middle third of the head. A very common mistake that people do is make the eyes too high on the head. The upper lip, lips, and chin are on the bottom third, and the forehead is the entirety of the top third. This is pretty accurate for almost everybody's face, directly head on. If we divide the face into vertical thirds, you will notice that third goes right through the center of the eye and the corner of the lip. Almost everybody's face, more or less, follows these angles and proportions. Okay, so what you will see here is that I've divided the face in half horizontally, and you'll notice that that halfway point is right along the eye level. Your eyes should be right in the middle of your page. Now I've marked the edges of the eyes. You will notice that the eyes are an eye width apart. The head is 4 eyes wide, a half eye on each sides of the actual eyes, and then an imaginary eye in between the eyes. Then we'll divide the nose. We'll see that, as we already know, the nose is 1/3 of the height of the head. If you divide that bottom half into half again on the quarter line, you will notice that's the tip of the nose. That bottom quarter, or the half of the bottom half, is from the bottom tip of the nose to the chin. Halfway through there is going to be your lip line. This isn't always the case, but the widths of the nostrils line up with the inner corner of the eye. The earlobes, the bottom of the earlobes, line up with the bottom of the nose. The top of the ears, in a lot of cases, line up right at the center of the eyes. So when you look at all of these measurements on the head, you begin to realize that each element of the face lines up in one way or another with another element in the face. A lot of times we think about each individual facial feature as its own unique entity, but all of these things work with one another very, very closely. And even though each face is uniquely different, everybody's facial features generally follow these measurements. For those of you that want to choose a little more advanced route and want to draw your face from an angle, this next section is especially for you. But for everybody, it's good to check out this section because it starts helping us think about the face not just as a flat surface, but as a 3D form. So what I'm going to do here first for my drawing is I'm just going to, as always, box in the general shape. So in this case, I'm going to box in my whole head, and then I'll find another rectangle that's going to box in the front of my face to separate the front from the side. Once I've done that, I'm going to have lines follow major axes along my face. In this case, the brows, the tip of the nose, and the mouth, generally following those angles. I'll do the same things on the side of my face. And if you'll notice, I have created a 3D form, a 3D box, in my face. So I have the front going towards one point and the side going towards another point. It's classic two-point perspective drawing, because the face isn't just a canvas that has features on it, it is a 3D form with a front, sides, top, and bottom to it. So like with all my drawings, at this point I have boxed in the major form, the major 3D shape, and I am going to make that 3D form, that 3D shape, smaller and smaller, adding and subtracting different forms. The first thing I like to do is work on the forms of the eyes. Remember, the eyes aren't just on the face, they're in eye sockets, so they're sunk into the face a little bit. I'll take ellipses and I will put them in where the eyes belong. You'll notice the right eye is bigger than the left eye because the right eye is closer to the viewer than the left eye. The left eye is further back, so it's going to be smaller on the side. Then I will start boxing in the nose. The nose is not just a line to suggest a nose, it is a form. It is a sort of a pyramid or a triangular box. After I've done something like the nose, I might work on the lips and the cheeks, the brow, to really start defining better and better the form of the face. Lastly, I'll move on to the ears, and at this point in the game I'm just going to make circles for what the ears are, because the ears are probably the most funky things on a face. One quick note before I wrap up here, I want to emphasize the importance of having a picture in high contrast. This is easy for me to do because I chose to do a picture that had strong lighting from one side and darker shadows from another. It allowed me to see easily the form of the face. If you have even neutral lighting, or you don't have a lot of, maybe it's a dark image, that makes it difficult to see the sides of the face. So anyway, that's my video for today, guys. I hope it's informative and inspiring for you as you begin to measure your face out and start boxing it in on your page. Good luck today.